Yeah, and you just stay in her. And you don't perform live.
Yeah, she's just
like
collecting all that.
Pretty much never has.
Yeah, she just collects all that CD money. Only time.
Yeah, I don't know any of the words. What's up, airheads? Welcome back. Time to hit. I hope so. It's hitting hour. Doctor's orders. Here, putting on airs. We're in the virtual Airstream studios. Low, like
physically
down,
lower. Yeah, is
down.
Your chair lower?
It's
or
probably
are you sulking?
Here, I can fix it. You just go ahead and.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I was just making sure you weren't. I thought you were going in here on the show. I thought you were like upset.
Igor or something, like hunched over.
Well, me and you both. Yeah, me and you both pretty much wear our emotions on our sleeves. You know.
Yeah. Let me see here.
People always. Well, that's not true. People don't always know when you're upset. Sometimes people just assume you're upset because you kind of look it all the time.
That is what happens more often, in my opinion. People often think that I'm. Here we go.
Yeah, you look great.
Is that better?
That's better for me.
Okay, fine. But anyway, yeah, people like so many times in my life, I've found myself in a position where someone is going like, okay, it's okay, calm down, or whatever. And I'm like, what? What did I do? I don't even know. And also so many times I've like genuinely been trying to help and ended up pissing people off somehow, which I've failed to understand. Like, probably I told this on here before. I know we talked about it on Well Read, but like there was a Starbucks in a hotel one time and they gave me the wrong drink and I knew it, and I came back up there and the lady whose drink they had give to me, she had taken mine. And I went up there and I tried to do, and this is what I do. I over explain too quickly, but I tried to do this whole thing where it's like, I'm not returning this because anything's wrong with it. That's not what I'm doing. It's just that you get that this is not mine. And even that, I don't care. I would still drink it. Okay. I would be fine with it. But the thing is, the lady who this belonged to, I think took mine and she doesn't know it. So I'm thinking she might be upset. So I just wanted you to know that this had happened or whatever. But they clearly just thought I was being a Karen or whatever, even though I'm having a mental breakdown trying to
you were trying to be real nice
from happening.
Yeah.
And then by the time it was they literally, when we left, they the workers at that Starbucks did the nah, hey, goodbye thing. They sang me out of there. They were so happy to see me go. And it was like I was trying to avoid a conflict.
You really needed me with you because I've bailed you out several times because I'm the Trae whisperer. I know what you mean, but you don't know how to convey it. And I'm pretty good at it because like what I would have done I would have walked up and been like, hey, by the way, I'll drink it. I don't care, but I got the wrong drink. And I'm just making sure somebody else didn't get the wrong drink. Like 10 words says the same thing, but you can't. I mean, and it's not, I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just that you love saying way more words. And it's probably because you know more than me. You know more words. And this just happens to be a benefit of me being stupid, is that sometimes less words good.
Yeah, I don't know. And then one time we were going into Disney Studios, right? Yes, Disney Studios. And we were working on our pilot over there, and I was walking through the entrance, and you and Drew were arriving in a rental car, and I came through first, and so I knew that they didn't have our names in the system or whatever, and he had to go through a whole little process to figure out that I was in fact supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Right after we worked that out, you guys pulled up to the vehicle gate, which was not the same as the pedestrian gate.
Just
and I knew, no, that's not what happened. I knew that it was going to be a problem because I had just gone through with it. So I tried to get the attention of the guard at the vehicle gate and be like, hey, those two guys are with me. They're not going to be in the system, but we got it worked out. You can talk to your butt, whatever. But he can't hear me, and he's like I'm approaching the gate, and he's a security guard. And he's like, "Sir, please back up. Sir, please back up. Sir, do not approach the gate like that." And I'm sitting there trying to go, "No. I'm trying to help you understand." It's like I just want, and then anyway,
you do look like the type of terrorist that Disney would be worried about. A white man with a beard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. Nothing hits. But here's a fun fact I just found out the other day. There's a type of pasta in Italy called pasta dei cornuti.
Okay.
And this is a
And
garlic.
we don't have it?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, because it's very simple. It's olive oil, garlic, and chili pepper, right? So it's like spicy garlic, olive oil, and whatever pasta. The fact that it's very simple, that's why it's called that, because pasta dei cornuti means the cuckold's pasta. It's cuck's pasta. Why do you think they call it cuck's pasta?
Because it ain't got no meat in it. And that's just here, you have this while we because the wife ain't home to cook for him. Yep.
Well, the wife is not. The wife is so busy getting dicked down by everybody else that she can't even put any effort into making a real pasta dish, I guess, which is like a hilariously sexist and old-timey way to name a pasta, which hits for me.
Wouldn't a lady listen, I'm speculating here, and this is not just Italy, this is just the past in general, but like, I know women and men have been cheating forever. You try to sneak around, whatever, but like, I feel like back then, a worse crime for a woman to commit is not to make her man dinner. Like, couldn't you just open hand slap a woman in Italy for not cooking you dinner back then?
I think you probably still can.
Yeah, right. Not that you should. I'm just saying that's pretty bold.
Yeah, cooking noodles is supposed to be job one for them.
Yeah.
But I think that's the point, is like she's shirking her primary responsibilities because she can't stop,
And he's so weak, what's he going to do about
getting porked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or so dumb that he don't know it.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's like, I think that, I'm sure that hits.
I guarantee it, dude. I mean, me and Amber have differing opinions on this. Like, obviously, you're supposed to have protein in a meal. I get that, and I want it. But like, Amber will make fun of me because sometimes I'll just get a craving for regular fettuccine Alfredo, and I'll just make some up real quick and eat it. And she's like, I don't get how are you eating it that there's no chicken in it, there's no meat. And I'm like, yeah, well, I just wanted the noodles and cheese. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's just what I wanted. So I mean, my point is that a basic pasta super hits for me. I bet that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they got like some of their most famous ones, like cacio e pepe.
Yeah,
cacio e pepe or whatever. It's just pecorino and cracked black pepper. What's the there's a name for the olive oil and garlic one, isn't there?
There is, and I can't remember it. But, I'll tell you this, and Italians aren't going to like hearing this. Not that they've liked a lot of things that we've said, but like, we really improved upon a lot of them with the cream.
Oh, yeah, don't let them hear that. That is not
they don't like to hear it, but we did. I'm sorry. We did.
Yeah, cream pretty much always makes something hit harder. I do tend to agree, but it's like, I don't see where they get off with all that stuff, because it's like, that they ain't even have tomatoes for like most of their history. Like,
and didn't they steal noodles from China?
They think they own tomatoes.
I know,
like it, and like they are the they dictate how tomatoes is supposed to be and everything, and it's like, you didn't even come up with tomatoes.
Right.
The fucking old ancient Mexicans did, I think.
Right. No, I don't know if it was the ancient Mexicans or not, but I have heard that like tomatoes
I know
are not
Italy
indigenous
didn't come up with tomatoes.
Right. Like they weren't even there. Yeah, right.
They got tomatoes brought to them.
Dude, them motherfuckers.
So it's like, so whenever you find out about cream, you should have done what you did with tomatoes and been like, okay,
we'll take that. It hits.
It does hit, yes.
I mean, I understand that like there's ways to emulsify stuff without cream. I get that, but in my opinion, do both. Like make the, you know what I mean? Emulsify your pasta water and cheese, but then also hit it with a little bit of cream because it brings richness.
Absolutely. This made me want to look up like funny food names, and it's like I've found some, but it's like this ain't exactly what I meant, because these are almost all translation issues.
It hits for me.
So this, like, I was looking for something like that, like cuckold's pasta, where it's like they call it that on purpose. But most of these are translation issues. I have not looked through these, by the way. I'm just pulling it up now because I think it might hit. But this first one is some kind of ramen that is translates into soup for sluts. So
love it. I mean, it is.
Yeah,
and I consider myself a slut.
Let's say soup for everybody,
Yeah. It is, but you know,
like
it's
ramen?
collegey. We're all sluts in college.
That's a good point. You're right. Only puke or only pukey. There's some kind of chips. Yeah,
That's a German porn subscription site.
Shrimp flavored crack.
Heard that. Dude,
yeah.
Do not show Project Pat that.
Yeah, right. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, and then in Maryland, they got, of course, crab flavored crack is the preference in the Baltimore area. I mean, if you got to smoke crack, it would hit harder if it tasted like shrimp or crab. I think you don't think so.
It'd be weird.
You're a purist with crack. You prefer your crack just taste the way crack tastes.
Well, I mean, you're making a joke, but like, yeah, for sure. Like, you know, crack don't not hit. But like, I'm just saying, like, if I breathed in shrimp,
you don't want to breathe shrimp.
I don't think that would hit for me.
But I don't know. I mean, you vape, right?
Yeah, but they're fruit flavors.
I know, but
like, imagine a garlic vape that would hit for you.
Well, no, I mean, definitely not long term, but like in a one-off, and then if it like got me real jacked up and made me hit real hard for 15 minutes or however crack works.
Okay, I guess, you know, all right, I'd try shrimp flavored
crack. Yeah.
Because I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just sitting here saying it wouldn't hit. I don't know. I've never tried to smoke any type of shrimp.
We got some Jew's ear juice. The Jew's ear juice. I really wish there were explanations for these, but I think a lot of these, there just is no explanation.
That's China.
Right. Yeah.
And that's beer. Is that beer?
I don't know. I can't tell. Every other character on it is Chinese or some kind of Asian. If it's Japanese. I don't know. I can't tell.
Like with the shrimp flavored crack, like maybe it's like a pork rind or something, a crackling, you know, like I could see that. But like the Jew's ear juice, I got nothing.
I'm reading it like, and this doesn't make a difference, but like the Jew's ear juice, like the name of it is Jew's ear.
Right.
And,
the Jew's ear
item is juice. It's like Jew's ear is the brand, you know?
Okay. Or is there a type of fruit or like agave flower that looks
they call
like
a big ear?
A big ear? Well, maybe because we've got Brazil nuts that they call, you know.
It's going to be a weird Google.
Is it stereotypical that Jews have big ears?
I mean, I know about the noses, but
Me too,
here we go on Jews again.
But we're not. I'm saying that people say that.
Last week, some people got upset.
No, only one actually.
Literally
only
upset.
One, and they were like, "Oh, y'all about to get some shit," and it was just that one person.
Look at this. Jew's ear is a type of fungus that has been used as a food and medicine in Chinese medicine. It's also known as jelly ear, wood ear. I've heard of wood ear mushrooms. So wood ear mushrooms, I guess another word for them in China is Jew's ear mushrooms.
Right. Okay.
And that's mushroom juice, by the way, which is
gross.
Yeah, I don't know about that. And I love mushrooms, but
I do too.
I don't know about all that. But yeah, anyway, yes, the Jew thing last week, we were just talking about, you know, I don't care. It ain't got nothing.
It's just their customs. It's not them as a people
doing it or whatever. I'd think that it's.
I was about to say we go in on Christians hard as fuck. Now, granted, the Catholics do get pissed at that, but I'm just saying that wasn't a Jewish like people thing. That was a customs are dumb as fuck across the board.
That reminds me of another update from last week. You know, we were saying like America, we try to come up with songs that like if you just start the first line, people would join in, you know. I thought of another one. I don't know if it's the entire country, probably not in cities or whatever, but I bet in parts of every single state in this country, if you're in a bar and somebody starts, blame it all on my roots.
Oh, yeah.
I showed up and boom.
Without question. Yep. And so, also, I think
I thought of that one.
At least in the South, which will count as like America's Ireland, if you start any David Allan Coe song, it's going down. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're 100% right. Homo sausage.
There again, I don't know how that comes because homo is like, I mean, it's, you know, man, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's not a man sausage.
No, it's not a man sausage.
They're not selling, you know, man meat in Korea.
Well, maybe
cola from Ghana.
So it said something in Korean and then they translated it to American and that's what it says. So
American, yes.
English,
American
whatever.
Specifically.
But like.
Yeah, but you've seen all the pictures of Chinese people wearing English t-shirts, right? That they often don't make sense or they're like crazy as hell and they click because they don't. clearly the translation between Asian languages and or characters to English letters and words is like gets fucking wild sometimes. Dude, I guess like you got to be real good at it, or you'll end up with stuff like homo sausage. I mean, that's the impression that I get. I don't know.
The most complicated Chinese letter to write, how many individual pen strokes do you think it requires?
I know it's a lot because I've read it. I've seen that character, and I don't remember the number, but I know it's a fucking lot.
I think it's 187. That's sticking in my brain for some reason. It's 100. That's insane.
It's truly insane. The sheer number of characters I don't understand how they have keyboards.
I don't either. Like, and they got the best ones.
Yeah, I don't. Look, it's all Chinese to me.
Exactly.
Which that's what in most of the rest of the world,
it's Greek.
American listeners, no, it's Greek here,
right? Because right.
Well, I don't know what the because is, but I'm saying in this country we say it's all Greek to me. In most of the rest of the world, except obviously China, they say it's all Chinese to me. They don't say Greek; they say Chinese. I put that in the group chat, and Drew started laughing, talking about how racist it is. But we're like,
it's not.
And Mark too. Mark was also like, we were all like,
on your team.
That ain't racist. That's not, like, it just
means I don't understand.
And what is the hardest other thing to understand for most people? It's Chinese. If you're not Chinese.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, or maybe the other Asian countries also, maybe I don't think they said it's all Chinese to me, but if you're like Western, nothing is more foreign than Chinese. And I know it's Mandarin and Cantonese or whatever, but y'all know what I mean. But
I mean, maybe that's the reason that everybody thinks it's racist. Like, that's not even a language, but it's like, dude, what are you talking? I don't know. No one, don't get me wrong. I've heard plenty of people use that phrase who have later said bad things about Asian people. But no one, when they said that phrase, was meaning it as a slight against Asian people. It's just that we don't understand their shit, and so that, makes sense. I guarantee I could figure Greek.
I mean, I think Greek's pretty wild, too.
Yeah, but I'm saying I get it before. I just told you that there's a character that requires 187 brushstrokes. I ain't getting past that one.
Yeah, right. So, all right. So this next one is P-Cola. P-E-E Cola. It's from Ghana. The word P in Ghana or Ghanaian or whatever, it just means very good. So this is very good cola.
P.
It's weird to me that they're mixing. I guess the Ghanaian word for cola is just cola. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess because why wouldn't it be?
It's like It's like
there's not a natural. It's a thing we made up, and that's just the word for it.
And we gave it that word, so that word might be the word for it everywhere else.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like how some things you can only say them in French, or some things you can only say them in German or whatever. It's like, sugar soda that makes you fat and diabetic, you can only say it.
Right. Things only have
American.
Things only have different names because everyone found them individually and name them, but if there's a thing that everyone didn't find individually, it just goes by the name that the first person called it, right?
Yep, pretty much. I think that's pretty accurate. Cream. Now I would pronounce that Colin.
I would pronounce that Colin too, because one L is colon.
That one's not that bad because I wouldn't even read it as colon.
I got a cream colon.
Gee whiz.
Ooh,
Göteborg's rape.
That sounds like a
portion. So
God damn. That's a battle in World War II.
That's exactly what that sounds like.
Like that seems like a scene in a Tarantino movie. Yeah. Just the white portion.
Yeah, that's what. I mean, what do you think that is? Caviar or something?
Yeah. Rape. Why?
I mean, I know that there's a popular type of oil that actually is called, its real name is rapeseed oil.
Right, rapeseed, yeah. Maybe that's it.
And no one, is it canola? One of those popular oils, the real name of it is rapeseed oil.
And they were like, we can't.
But they very rightly realized, like, we should probably.
Not do that.
How about canola? It's a good change.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good change. So that is pronounced rape. Göteborgs. I don't know.
Göteborgs. I don't know what the two dots does to the
umlaut. I don't know how it works either. Rapé is a French word meaning grated, and that is grated tobacco. That's snus.
Okay.
From
I should have known.
Gutborgs, I guess. Gutborg Rapé. So
I was thinking fish because of the white portion. You know, like I thought it was a tinned fish.
Tobacco, don't they have like, you know, isn't there like dark and white and stuff, kind of like with coffee and shit like that?
I guess maybe. I believe you. Like,
AIDS.
Man, I got so cocky after the Jew ear thing that I thought I was going to be able to figure these out, and I just can't. AIDS reducing plan.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. The reducing plan definitely makes it worse, because if you're only listening, AIDS is spelled AIDS. Again, not that crazy, but then you add in it's a reduce. What the fuck even is a reducing plan?
A candy? Reducing plan,
weight loss
diet
candy.
Yeah, diet candy bar.
Diet candy.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Mega pussy. Mega pussy chips. They're not rape. Fucking good luck with that. Spread the delicatessen chips. I fucking don't know what I'm doing.
Didn't you audition for that character in the MCU?
Mega pussy. Yeah. Yes.
Watch out, everybody. Here he comes. Yeah. Mega pussy.
Actually, there he goes.
Yeah, right.
As soon as anything goes down, the first person who leaves, mega pussy.
Mega pussy.
I don't know. That's one of them Jorgen Florgen languages, ain't it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because hold on. Spread the delica chips. Yeah, that's like Swedish or something.
Right.
I know they talking in grams here.
Finland, apparently.
Finland. Well, that's Sweden.
Yeah, they all Sweden, and again, which don't hit for none of them because they hate Sweden. It's like, every like region of every part of the world.
Yeah,
there's a country there that the rest of them are like they don't hit, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure we are that. Well, we're that for like the whole world.
Yeah,
now.
But no, you're right. Like, and for the other, England is that for the rest of that part, right? Like everybody hates.
They're
England.
Also that for big chunks of the world, but I think I would say in Western Europe, France don't hit for people.
That's true, but I think that the Irish like France more than they like England.
The Irish.
So the Irish, the Scottish, and the Welsh all fucking hate England. The French hate England. So there's 4 countries right there that England is them that for. I think they're hated more than France.
Probably. They did more imperialism stuff, but I don't know. It depends, because you conclude us, because most Americans, I think, fuck with England harder than France. We ain't in Europe.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of us. So I don't know. But anyway, all I know is in all them Jorgen Florgen countries, Sweden is where all the dickheads are at, I reckon.
Dude.
That's the impression that I've gotten. Mega pussy is Finnish for mega bag. So I guess pussy is bag.
Pussy is bag.
So it just means
that
like this a big ass bag of chips is what mega pussy means in Finland.
Dude.
Oh no. I didn't know that was good. Oh my god.
Oh, what? I didn't see it. Scroll down.
I can't. The thing is fucking up. I'm trying to. I don't know. It's like reloading or something. But anyway, I didn't know this was in here. So if you're only listening, I feel obligated to read it. It's some kind of pasta.
Just say it with an accent and you're fine.
Yeah, some kind of pasta that's called the fagottini.
That's the drink Mega Pussy drinks.
Oh my god. That's too good.
We got it.
Yeah. Fagottini. So I don't know what kind of noodles that is. Let's see here. It's a filled pasta.
Yeah.
Fagottini is a filled pasta. It's usually filled with vegetables, typically steamed carrots and green beans. Ricotta.
I get it now.
Ricotta from last week.
There's no meat in it.
Olive oil. I mean, fagottini sounds like it hits to me.
It does, but also I get the name,
Why it didn't make didn't translate over here.
Yeah.
We should just we could have just called it something else. I can't believe that anyone got hung up on that. Like, we just have to have not known about it, because if they tried to bring that over here any time other than the last 10 years, we would have been totally fine with it. Well, people,
of course.
No.
People would be fine with it, but there'd be no Twitter.
People wouldn't want to order it.
Yes, right. That's true.
Like, it wouldn't bother anybody, like Americans. No one would be like, well, that's rude. Like, nobody would have given a shit up until like the past 15 years. I would, but I'm a hero. Most people wouldn't have.
Right.
Outside of the gay LGBT community. But
Those on the AIDS reduction plan.
Yeah, but no one would order fagottini at at their local pasta mama spot.
Middle schoolers would.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know. Well, I go back and forth on that.
Say
don't
it,
you think
but
if
they don't want to eat
ordered it, your boys would be like roasting you for eating it? Don't you think?
Yeah, that's true. You would order it for your friend.
Order it for your friend.
Yeah, right. He'll have
he'll have the fagottini. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay. Nuclear licorice lozenge. I don't want no part of that.
I don't either. I hate licorice.
I fucking cannot stand licorice. Do you hate all licorice?
I don't like. It's the only thing I don't like. It's the only thing in the world that I don't
like. Twizzlers, Red Vines, that shit.
I don't know. Black licorice. Black licorice. Okay. I mean, for the record, Red Vines and Twizzlers aren't my favorite thing, but they don't offend me. You know what I mean?
They just taste like plastic, in my opinion. They're just not that great.
They just don't hit. But like licorice is the only.
I don't know how it exists. It feels like a torture device to me. It's like people legitimately enjoy it. You know who loves black licorice is all them fucking Jorgen Florgen countries over there.
They love it.
And I always hear that they have like salted black licorice. They do that.
Gross.
They do that thing where it's like, oh, if you've only ever had it in America, you don't. That ain't even what the real stuff tastes like. But it's they eat piss fish over there. You know,
right.
And like they bury sharks for months and then dig that up and eat it and all this stuff. And it's like I don't trust them. Especially,
I was about to say. Black licorice is the only thing that I know that I don't like. I guarantee you that fermented fish they got over there would not hit for me.
No, but I'm with you. I hate black licorice. Child shredded meat. Now, that might be an accurate that might be a totally accurate translation.
It's a baby cow.
No, I'm saying a child very possibly shredded this meat in some sort of because it looks like it's Chinese.
Yeah, that's true.
And their child labor laws. Jesus Christ!
Did you just say that? Did you just say their child labor laws?
Yeah, their child labor laws.
Talking about Chinese people. Yes, that's hilarious.
Genuine mistake, but I did. Anyway, I'd say they got little kids working in meat packing factories over there or whatever.
They make the Jordans. Why not?
And they probably don't. I doubt that they're embarrassed about it either. So I'm saying like they might just, just be upfront about,
I mean, they're clearly not embarrassed. They stay doing it. I mean, I know that there's a faction of, obviously, everyone in China doesn't feel the exact same or belong to the same set of mind. But like as a whole, they're not embarrassed because they stay doing it.
Yep. Finger Marie.
Don't mind if I do.
Why not? Say no more. Lakkertsbrod de Vetikix. Lakkertsbrod I can't.
A lot of these are Herbie Derby.
They are very Herbie Derby. I mean, those are like little
finger cakes.
Finger cakes or finger cookies, yeah. So that's not that hard to parse.
Right.
It keeps fucking up. Golden Gay Time.
I just saw one. Golden Gay Time. Yeah, and it's rainbow. Is that an ice cream?
I think it's some kind of ice cream. And again, if this is from somewhere in Asia, it might just mean what it's, or a version of what it seems like. Like you've seen all those pictures of like big girl stores in Asia, and they're just like, cow lady, or like,
come here, fatty.
Yeah, like that type of shit. They don't give a fuck, bro.
They don't, dude.
But I mean, gay in English is happy.
That's
golden,
true.
Happy time, fucking ice cream. Oh, that's Australian.
Oh, they knew what they were doing.
Well, it's been around since 1959.
Okay, then they called it, the gay was happy in 59.
Yeah, it's Golden Gay Time is a popular Australian ice cream bar made of toffee and vanilla ice cream, chocolate, and cookie crumbs. Sounds like it hits. I want a Golden Gay Time.
Man, we didn't.
About had a Golden Gay Time in the Poconos that one year. You know what I'm talking about?
Dude, you just made me realize, like, when we were in...
They piss on each other up there sometimes. Anyway.
A lot. On their heads.
Mm-hmm. Not everybody does it, but
Right, some in the mouth.
Remember the director of the camera crew we were there with, like, he thought that they had like water sports on the itinerary or whatever.
Yeah.
And he kept wanting us to go over there to that. When we were like, I don't think I'll do it. And he was like, it's like, you guys don't like jet skis or whatever? We're like, that's not that's not what they mean by that.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
What was I going to say? God damn it.
Golden Gay Time, ice cream bars.
Oh, yeah. When we were in the UK, right, we tried all their different candy bars and realized, like, oh, chocolate's better over here. But we didn't do the same with, like, ice cream bars and stuff like that.
Man,
I wish we had a
colossal oversight on our part. You're right. I can't believe that we would make that mistake either. But
I know.
Next up, we both have eyed it, but here it comes.
I can't say this one.
No, yeah. Well, I believe that this is Scottish, so I'll see in Scotland they've got these particular types of meatballs. I was aware of the existence of these that are very popular up there, and it goes back a long time. It predates the slur, and they're called faggots and gravy. That's what they're called.
Often have them with peas.
Faggots and peas is a traditional dish up there.
I saw it on the menu while we were there.
That people swear by. Yeah, no, it's very much a real thing. And again, no harm meant.
That was also, we thought about naming the Well Read album that, by the way.
Yeah. Virginia. Let me get that Virginia.
That's how my uncle said it.
Right, yeah. A little more Virginia.
And that was the kindest way he said it.
Yeah. It says bottled in Greece. It's some kind of Greece or Greek beer. A Macedonian lager, I think, called Virginia. It might be Regina, obviously. Ooh. Mango. Ugh. Is that a mango?
I think so, yeah.
They've just put another O on mango. I think so. All right. Tastes like grandma. Homemade jam, black raspberry. They just left the S off of grandma's. Yeah. It's not that,
right?
Semen dip. But it's spelled with a C. Like,
what is the flavor there?
I don't know. Look, I mean, it looks red.
Spicy, hot.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. Semen dip.
Yeah, it's a spicy red. I was going to go with beets, but
yeah, it's a Turkish tomato dip.
Ah, there you go.
My hit.
I mean, I'd fuck with it.
Urinal tea or just urinal hot drink. Again, some more fucking Herva-dervin stuff.
Herva-derva, yeah.
I wouldn't even, but I don't even know how to begin to pronounce those words, dude. We're talking about Chinese and Greek or whatever, but it's like, they shit is wild.
Complexina starvatovolos mokev cesti.
That's all right. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Frozen rape leaf. So that's probably
Jesus.
That's probably, I'm imagining
that's where the oil comes from.
Of that, yeah, I'm imagining the seed of that plant is rape seed, and it grows into rape leaves. Ugh. And I guess you can just eat it. Negrito. Ooh. Yeah.
Wow.
Negrito, I'm pretty sure
just means brown.
Like, yeah, well, little brown. And I mean, the cartoon is not doing it any favors. It's not. So,
it looked like a wiener.
Yeah, I think they know what they're doing there. Pet sweat.
Nice.
No, thank you. Creamy white finishing sauce.
Yeah. That's for the anniversary.
That just looks like it's fucking like Master Foods creamy white finishing sauce. That doesn't seem like a translation thing to me.
Is that like a mix to make the finishing sauce, you think?
Let's see here.
Because I don't know why they'd put sauce in a bag, although they put milk in bags.
I don't know. I can't. I can find it where you can buy it, but I don't. Fresh cream and a hint of onion, perfect for corned beef.
So it's like a bechamel almost.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Bechamel. It's a mother sauce.
It is a mother sauce. I always forget what they are because it's like some of those are not. Right. Some of them are not intuitive, in my opinion. I can't remember. I mean, I'll look it up real quick. The mother sauces. I think we've talked about this on here before, but it was a long time ago.
We have, but I want to be re-educated.
Quick. Bechamel, espagnole, tomato sauce, velouté, and hollandaise.
So hollandaise is difficult to make properly. You can cheat. Yeah. You can cheat.
Two of those, I don't even know what they are.
I don't either.
Velouté sauce. Is that some kind of? It's a savory sauce made from a roux and a light stock, so gravy-ish. Sounds good to me.
I'm about to say close to bechamel. That's why, people don't understand. Like, we get shit on for. I know we talked about this last time, but we get shit on for biscuits and gravy all the time. But bro, that's just bechamel sauce with sausage in it. Like, how the fuck is that trash? You know what I mean?
I feel like most people had come around on biscuits and gravy at this point, don't you think?
Maybe people here, but I don't know. I still feel like if you showed people this is what we're eating now, of course, you should never have it for breakfast. I get that.
Biscuits and gravy.
I'm saying, no.
That's
hold on.
That's
I don't mean
it's time to have it.
I agree. I mean, should like if you want breakfast to do what breakfast should do, which is get you started for your day, you shouldn't. But it does. It's the hittingest thing to have for breakfast. I'm just saying, like, I get why another country would go, Jesus Christ, you put that slop in your mouth at 8 a.m.
I feel like if you're saying should, you could argue that you just shouldn't ever eat it, you know? Like,
yeah, that's true. But I'm saying at the end of the day,
like nutritious or whatever. And also, like, I've always thought it's wild that we do that with breakfast, but dude, it's far from breakfast. We call it
we invented it.
We call it the most important meal of the day, but like
because of men on Madison Avenue,
most of it is like cake, fucking pancakes, waffles, donuts, muffins, fucking.
You know why?
Biscuits, gravy. Most of it is not like at all good for you. I mean, bacon, sausage, not great for you. Like, what's the best option? I mean, egg. If you want to be gay about it, egg whites and stuff. But
sure.
Like
oatmeal.
Frittatas. But like,
do you know why that's a thing?
What?
Oh, dude, I love this. I thought you knew this. I'm so glad to talk about this.
I think that you did cover this on an early episode, but I don't remember.
I don't know that I did on here, but either way, basically, back in the 20s or 30s, somewhere in that time frame, big, like, pork and I guess milk or eggs and bacon or whatever. Yeah, they were not selling as well, and so they lobbied to this doctor
marketing thing.
Yeah, and so they just somebody like Don Draper came up with it's the best meal. It's the most important meal of the day.
You definitely talked about that
and that's what I meant by shouldn't eat it for breakfast, because functionally, all studies now point to like it's kind of better to fast and not eat until about 11:30 or 12,
which is just first. I'll say this: that's how I naturally am and operate.
I wake up,
and
me
prefer.
Too. Yeah.
No, I just mean I've never been a breakfast eater, and I'm still not. But I don't I just don't want it. I don't get hungry for hours after I wake up. First thing that I eat is lunch. But
what about when you had kids, like young?
No, still I've never. I don't. I like breakfast foods. I do not like eating when I like at breakfast time, and I never have. And the point is, and I don't hit. So
right.
So
right,
but it ain't doing me no real favors. But, but also the marketing thing, it's like most important meal of the day, and it's like breakfast propaganda. But what does that have to do with how many different types of cake we justify eating?
Well, that was just afterwards.
In the morning.
Yeah,
right.
No, I know. I mean, I don't, dude. I mean, I don't know. Like, cause dude, a muffin is a cupcake.
Right.
You know what I mean? A muffin's a goddamn
donut.
Cupcake.
I love a donut, bro. But it's like a fucking fried cake.
Yeah, right. No, it's unbelievable. Like, really, the only thing, if you have to eat in the morning, the only thing you should really ever eat is like a piece of fruit and some fucking oatmeal. Like, those things are genuinely good for you. Like, oatmeal is very heart healthy, helps your cholesterol. You stay full longer. But, like, again, there's no science that says you need food when you wake up. I guess unless you didn't eat all day the day before, you're going to be sluggish. But, like, your brain actually fires a lot better when it's, it doesn't have all that bullshit in it. But, I mean, you know me, I would rather have Brenner any day than wake up and eat breakfast. But now that I got Bane and I have to get up and cook him breakfast, like, I'm going to eat it too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I've gained 30 pounds and I look like shit and I feel horrible.
Yeah, I know, but you definitely, I know you be fucking hard with breakfast foods of all.
Correct.
Right.
It's my favorite genre of foods.
Right. Yeah. Right. So, you telling me that generally over the years before you had a kid, you was only partaking in those food items at like lunch and dinner time?
Yes, because I didn't wake my ass up at breakfast time.
Okay, now see, but that, I would argue that all that means to me is that you had breakfast at noon, but it's still breakfast for you.
But
I'm talking about eating when you wake up. Like,
yeah, okay, that's fair.
Breakfast.
That's fair. But like before Bang came along, even if I did wake up a little early, like 9:30 or something like that, I would always go walk on an empty stomach first. Like I wouldn't immediately eat. And then after that, yeah, I'd be starving, so I'd eat it. But like, usually I only got breakfast foods if I was meeting somebody and for breakfast. They were like, I need to meet you for breakfast to talk about something. Like, yeah, dude, I'm going to throw down on a chicken biscuit. Of course. But because you're right. Like, I fuck with that, But most of the time when I get breakfast foods, that's the reason I like Cracker Barrels, because they serve it all day. Go there at lunch, or Waffle House, because breakfast food hits so hard at 3 a.m. My God, the best. You know what I mean? We need to take a goddamn break.
Yeah, let's take a quick break. But you're right. Yeah, when you like drunk in the middle of the night, I mean, the Waffle House at 3 a.m. or whatever is like that. Matter of fact, now that you said that, is definitely my favorite time to have breakfast foods is like 3 a.m.
Without question.
Late night when I've been drinking and shit, go to a diner or something and just go in. But anyway, I had a couple more pasta names for you when we get back, and then we'll continue. Listen, y'all, I'm going to tell you right now, if you be renting, if you're a renter, I recommend you start taking advantage of Built, B-I-L-T, one of our sponsors in this here episode, because I'm a big believer in points, man. I love me some points. I didn't know about points growing up a trailer baby, playing my poop games in the rural South. I didn't know anything about points. I knew you scored points in a football game or that, but like points when it comes to, programs and cards and rewards and things of that nature. Nowadays, I earn points on anything I ever buy. I can't go without points, because you can use points to make stuff hit, right? Yep. So you get points on. So I get points when I buy anything, grocery, but plane tickets especially, pretty much anything I ever buy, I'm stacking points up that I can use forthwith to hit later down the road, all right? But now you could also be earning points on your rent payments, which is one of most people's biggest, if not the biggest, monthly expense that you have. That's thanks to Built. Built changed the game by letting renters earn high-value points on rent and then around their neighborhood. There's no cost to join Built, and as a member, you'll earn valuable points on rent and on your everyday spending. Built points can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, and even ones you haven't heard of. There are over 500 airlines and 700,000 hotels and properties around the world you can redeem your Built points towards. Points can also be redeemed towards a future rent payment and unique experiences that only Built members can access. So if you're not earning points on your rent payments already, my question is, why not start earning points on rent you are already paying by going to joinbuilt.com/POA. That's JOINBILT.com/POA. Make sure to use our URL so they know that we sent you. Joinbuilt.com/POA and start earning points on your rent payments today.
Speaking of points, I'd like to make one. There's not really much reason to stank, unless you just decide I'm gonna be a person that stank, right? Now I'm not the biggest dude in the world, but also not the smallest dude in the world. I got a lot of folds, and also I walk a lot. Summer's coming, I be sweating. And that is why I'm so thankful for our friends at Mando, because what they've done is given me something that I'd never even heard of before, which is whole body deodorant. That's deodorant that's safe to use anywhere on your body. Your pits, your balls, your thighs, my folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, feet. Again, you name it, you can put this deodorant there and it's safe and it's going to be absolutely fine. I love it because, number one, like I said, I walk all the time, but I like to put it on before I even go out in the park, because like, what if I run into somebody out there? I don't want to be like completely sweaty and stinky. And then I just keep that thing on me. So if something happens and I've been walking and Amber's like, hey, you got to meet me here, we got to see my mom, I can just throw it on. I mean, would I prefer to take a shower? Sure. But this has bailed me out a lot. It's created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO it's being misdiagnosed and mistreated. And this is clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. I would never test that, but they have, and that's a thing. You got a solid deodorant stick, the classic, formulated and powered by mandelic acid to stop odor before it even starts. They got a spray, which is aluminum free, and you can get them, hard to reach places. I like the spray. I get the sides of my leg, the inner thighs. I need that. Baking soda free, by the way, all this, paraben free. You got bourbon leather as a scent, Clover Woods, Mount Fuji. That's my favorite. Pro Sport, kind of a classic. And it's going to control odor better than just a shower with soap. Here's what they say, right? And I trust them. I've seen it. With Mando, the average grundle odor level is a 0 out of 10. And that the thing is 12 hours after a shower, a normal person's grundle odor level is like a 5 out of 10. So you're reducing it by 500%, right? So try them. They're the absolute best. Here's what you do. Go to shopmando.com. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with the solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes. Those are awesome too. And free shipping. As a special offer for our listeners, new customers, get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% of your starter pack. So use code POA at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com. Please support the show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando.
All right. And we're back. This is more like what I was looking for earlier. So I found that it's like this is just Italian too, but strozzapreti.
Okay.
Strozzapreti, which translates to priest chokers. It's an egg-free pasta, twisted and quite thick, challenging to chew. So much so that priest once considered, I didn't know this, but it makes sense, once considered the gluttons par excellence. So the fattest fucks in Italy, I guess.
That's a great. We got to start calling ourselves that.
Yeah. They risked choking on their enthusiasm as they ate them. Strozzapreti, priest choker pasta.
I know that's a thing that like they're like, oh, fat people they don't even chew their food, but like I love chewing. Chewing hits.
Chewing's like the best part because that's when you get all the hits out of it.
Right.
Well, also it's like if you just like swallow something whole, you're not getting near as much.
No,
like the flavor and stuff. You got to chew it to experience.
You can taste a little bit in your throat. Sure, like I got taste buds back there at least,
but not like chewing.
Not the hitting one. Hell no, not like chewing.
Coglione de mulo.
Something about money.
Coglione de mulo means mule balls. So mule.
Oh, they do
balls.
that too.
Actually, it's not literal. That has nothing to do with mules. But over there, mules balls is a simple pork salami with a particular shape that encases a small cube of lard inside as a jewel. So it's like the salami is shaped sort of like a nutsack.
Okay.
And in the middle of the nutsack is a cube of lard. How do you feel about that?
I'm for it. I love a cube of lard. Yeah.
But room temp congealed lard as part of a slice of salami,
I didn't even think. I thought this was about to be like just dipped in oil or something and fried. Like,
maybe it is, but I don't get that
Look, man, I trust the Italians on a lot of things. I would try it. Maybe I would. Yeah, because I'm thinking of like Crisco, and it's like I don't want to just take a finger of Crisco,
Next up, paella di nonno, which is grandpa's balls. Grandpa's balls is another type of salami from a different region.
What ruined Christmas? Paio di nonno.
Yeah. Similar to mule's balls, but with a larger grinding and a surface full of bumps. So bumpy old balls is what I feel like. If you invent a new type of food and you realize that, hey, this is like an old man's balls.
Yeah. Run it back.
You don't name it that. Like, even if you're like, yeah, it looks like that, but god damn, it hits. And it's like, yeah, but we should probably call it something else.
Right.
Because I'm not sure people are going to be appetized by grandpa's balls, but I don't know. They seem pretty fine with it. Let's see.
Wiener was the reverse, right? That there was a wiener, was a hot dog, and then we started calling our wiener wieners, right? Surely.
What? Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think so. Right.
Yeah. Surely. Surely, dude.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting there thinking that'd be like if we named a hot dog and then I was going to call it. I was like, well, we do call it a wiener, but surely
wiener came first. Wiener, isn't that is that German or that's not even an English word, is it?
Yeah, right. But over there, wiener doesn't mean hot dog. It's wiener schnitz, because theirs are brats.
Yes, they're wursts, right?
And a wiener schnitzel is not a hot dog. It's a fucking flattened out pork thing.
Pork fillet, which
so
hits real hard. The word wiener comes from the German phrase Wienerwurst, which translates to Vienna sausage.
Okay.
So Viennies are the first wieners?
They are.
I wouldn't have thought that. Put a little respect on their name, man. If they're fucking, if they're the OGs,
buddy, them
this
and
whole
some
time I thought they were the
saltines.
trashiest kind they are, but they started the whole fucking wiener game.
Well,
hell,
doesn't mean that they're not the trashiest ones that they are.
Yeah, but I don't know. It means something. It gives them a little extra fucking street cred, I feel like.
Without question. I mean, dude, I unapologetically love them. With the saltine cracker and a little hot sauce, I think it's gourmet as shit. I'm into it. When's the last time you had them, though? You fucking uppity California bitch.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even hardly find them out here. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right places, but like, it's been a while, but they do still hit for me.
Yeah.
So Vienna sausage is right. So wiener, the German word Wiener, it means Viennese. So like Vienna is wiener sausage. Wurst means sausage. Wiener means Vienna. So Vienna sausage is just fucking where the word wiener and Vienna, Vienna and wiener are the same fucking thing.
I love this. I'm so glad I'm curious. Be curious, folks. You learn shit that don't matter.
Right. But now you know, I can't figure this one out. Katsimperio, and it says adding an O or an I to the first four letters of this word results in an Italian profanity. And it's singular. Cazzo? Its name has nothing to do with the C word and derives from cunt, I guess.
Yeah.
Cazzo. But this is some kind of raw vegetable preparation. Apparently, cazzo is also a word for an ancient ladle.
I thought their word for that was bukkake, because there's that scene in The Sopranos where Christopher is on that movie set and Janine Garofalo and Sandra Bernhard are having this argument, and they're like, I don't think bitch is working. And Christopher goes, you call her a bukkake. And Janine's like, that is definitely more interesting. And the director goes, what does it mean? And he goes, cunt. And nice. So I've just retained that.
Panecaffone is crude bread, literally, but caffone was a slur for country folks, so like hillbilly dipshits. Caffones, I guess. And so it means like white trash bread, sort of. Panecaffone. Okay. This one I've heard of. You can get this on like menus over here sometimes, but nobody, I guess, knows what it means. Maybe they do. Spaghetti alla puttanesca. You heard of that?
Yeah.
Puttanesca. It's got tomato, oil, garlic, capers, anchovies, black olives.
Ooh.
It's one of Italy's most popular pasta dishes. And like I said, I think that Isabella's used to be down the road from me, which is a hidden Italian place. They got a puttanesca, I'm pretty sure.
You know, I never saw it because I was always into the pink.
But puttana means prostitute.
Nice.
So it's prostitute's pasta. I've heard this one before. I can't remember where or how, but some say the manager of a brothel in Naples invented it. Others say it's inspired by the colors of the ladies' underwear, while still others conclude it was simply the colorful idea of some unknown restaurateur. So, yeah.
I mean, that would interest me, name it that.
Mini di vagini. Virgin's breasts.
Okay, I was going to say tiny pussy, but
yeah, little titties. I get virgin's titties, which is,
it's rough.
It's a little rough, yeah. But they're pastries invented by a nun in Agrigento. She simply wanted to emphasize their grace and candor.
Right.
Yeah. So, you can see that. They're little round white pastries with a maraschino cherry on top. So I guess that's the nipple.
Nipple, yeah, areola.
But anyway, yeah, there you have it. Tell you what, as a big old fat lard of a child, I sure did love me some cereal, boy. Oh, I ate cereal just as much as I could get my fat, grubby hands on it, because back then cereal, I was eating exclusively Sugar Bomb cereal, just bowls of cookies and milk for breakfast, the well-rounded way to start your day. No wonder I was gargantuan. But as an adult, I realized that that's insane. You can't eat that breakfast, most important meal of the day. You can't start it out with just a big bowl of sugar. Don't matter what it tastes like. Also, you need protein. We know that as adults, you need protein. You don't want sugar. You do want protein. And so I was like, well, I guess I'm done with cereal then, even though it hits for me. But then I found Magic Spoon, a nostalgically delicious cereal that tastes just like all of my childhood favorites, but without all that sugar and with a ton of protein to boot. And if you're already a Magic Spoon fan, I got some news for you. Big news indeed. Magic Spoon has turned their super popular cereal into high-protein treats that are light, crispy, and taste just like those classic crunchy cereal bars. Magic Spoon's new treats are so delicious and have become a go-to for me before I work out. Before you work out, you want to eat a little something so you have some, boost of energy. So you got some fuel in your body, but you don't want to drag yourself down and get sluggish. So it's hard to strike that perfect balance. But Magic Spoon's treats do just that, in my opinion. Cho, tell them more.
Let me hit you with some food science here, baby. In their cereal, every serving of Magic Spoon cereal has 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 grams net carbs, so you can feel good about what you're eating. The most popular flavors are fruity and cocoa, and there's so many more. As far as their treats, Magic Spoon's brand new treats are crispy, crunchy, airy, and an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. And for the first time ever, Magic Spoon treats are available in grocery stores with delicious flavors like marshmallow and chocolatey peanut butter. Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/POA or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/POA for $5 off. Magic Spoon. Hold on to the dream. This episode is also brought to you by our merch, which you can get at stayfancymerch.com. We've got Team Trae and Team Corey squirrel shirts. Our most popular one right now is a super sweet baseball tee that says "The Past Don't Hit." You can also get all of them in hats, in hoodies, on mugs. They're all super sweet. That's stayfancymerch.com. It's a great way to support the show. Another great way to support the show, by the way, if you're not already, is subscribe to our YouTube. You can get there quick by going to watchpoa.com. Even if you normally don't watch the show on YouTube, just subscribe. It helps us out. But if you didn't even know we did that, go watch it. I personally think that's the best way to do it. Also, this episode is brought to you by Trae's tour dates and my tour dates. Trae, where are you about to be and where can people get tickets?
If you listen to this episode when it comes out tonight and tomorrow, I'm in Minneapolis at the Mall of America there at the House of Comedy. So come see me there. And then in later this month, I'm at the Wilbur in Boston. I'm in New Hampshire. I'm in Binghamton, New York. Then I got a weekend in Austin, Texas. Then Northwest Arkansas. And then after that, in April 11th, I'll be back home in Knoxville. Drew Morgan, longtime founder of the Skewniverse, will be there with me. And then the next night, April 12th in Chattanooga, the Cho himself will be with me. And then I have a ton of other dates after that as well. So just go to TraeCrowder.com and check them out and come see me.
And as for me, I've only got one date on the calendar right now, but it's March the 20th in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm going to be at the Punchline. It's only one show, so grab them tickets before it sells out, and you can get them at CoreyRyanForrester.com. All of these, by the way, will be in the description of the podcast, so you can just click, and you ain't even got to type. All right, back to the show.
Well, what do you want to do?
Well, speaking of prostitutes, Trae, actually, I did want to talk a little bit about the Oscars. It just happened. If we talk about it next week, it's way over. So I did think that I would give you a rundown of some of the things that happened because I know you didn't watch. Did you happen to see any clips?
No.
No clips?
No clips, I don't think. You going to show me some clips?
Well, no, I'm not. Because I will get flagged immediately, I'm sure, by these fuckers. But Conan fucking murdered it. And the running consensus on...
I saw the clip of him and Sandler. I saw that.
It's great. The consensus online is basically like, Conan should just host everything, and I agree. But I said, speaking of prostitutes, because the best picture winner was Anora, which I didn't know shit about, honestly, any of these movies. I knew Conclave was about some type of Catholic priest shit just because I'd seen the thumbnail, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, that's... Ralph Fiennes is clearly a pope or something, but Anora I had no idea. But it was about a dancer and sex worker who elopes with the son of a Russian oligarch, and it explored themes of love, escape, and societal boundaries. And a lot of people are like, this was one of those like the little indie movie that could situation, because like it was on a budget of $6 million. That's it, and it's going up against Dune Part 2, A Complete Unknown, The Brutalist, which we'll get to in a second. But there's been a little controversy because it wins Best Picture. It also won Best Screenplay, and it won Best Actress, and he won Best Director for it. So four Oscars, and a lot of people had a problem with it winning Best Screenplay, because I saw a bunch of people that were like putting its screenplay up against some scenes from like A Real Pain. And it's like, yeah, whatever. But a lot of people had a problem with the fact that apparently there's a scene in it where the Nora, the prostitute, she gets mad at this dude for not raping her, and he's like, I'm not. That's not who I am. And she said, and I quote, "No, you didn't rape me because you're a faggot." Right? That's what she said.
Right.
And everyone's super upset about it. And I'm not saying that it's high art, but like everybody's upset about it in the sense of like that's not how some people talk. And it's like, I don't know. Insane. I kind of think that's how some people talk. Yeah.
100%. I haven't seen that movie. I don't know anything about that character who says that. But like, if they really gonna act like there aren't women out there who are like, who would say something that's like, what are you, fucking gay?
Right.
Like, if you like, if you're like, I'm just married, or I don't like you, or whatever. And like,
it's been said to me.
If you fucking, were you queer or something? Like,
right.
They do that.
They do.
I mean, they like all women, them, but I'm saying it's a real thing. So if this is like a prostitute who's, I'm assuming, pretty rough around the edges or whatever.
Yeah.
100% realistic thing that could happen. I it's like, goes back to, like when Django Unchained came out, and the whole like controversy about like all the N words in it and all that stuff. And it's like, he is a slave owner from the middle of the 19th century in the fucking American South. Like, you really think they weren't throwing the N word around like crazy back then? It would
be weird if they didn't. Yeah, it'd be weird.
Like, but people are just fucking ridiculous with some of that shit. But it also, as I understand this particular controversy, it's also, at least in part, because that screenwriter, he like follows like libs of TikTok and some other profiles like that.
Sure.
Like far right. I'm saying, I bet if he didn't, no one would be bringing these lines
fair,
up.
Fair. Because like, dude, I'm like, again, a lot of people I saw, like, if you want to just say that's not good writing, whatever, that's your opinion. But like a lot of people's
also, for the record, I think I might follow libs of TikTok. By the way,
I'm not sure, because by the way, like, morbid curiosity,
keeping an eye on it type of way,
course.
Not because it hits for me. I follow plenty of accounts that don't hit for me, but it's
we're comedy writers. I want to see
I want to see what the other side is saying.
Yeah, I don't live in an echo
fun
chamber
of it and shit. So just the out of context fact that someone follows some kind of profile like that or whatever, in my opinion, don't even mean
also,
shit.
I'm pretty sure that when that account first started, it was like way less aggressive. I'm pretty sure, like, when that account first started, it was kind of just making fun of cringy stuff, and it wasn't always like, trans people shouldn't exist. I'm not defending that woman. I'm just saying I could understand
the woman behind that account is one of the most vile human beings on planet Earth. But I'm just saying, I hope she dies. But
it's just very possible that at one point that account just retweeted something, and he saw it and was like, "Oh, well, I'll follow." What is this? I don't know. That doesn't fucking matter though. The point is, everybody was like, "That's not a good thing to say. That you shouldn't say those words." And it's like, but I don't know. Again, I don't know this character, but like, what do you mean every sentence in a movie has to be something that agrees with your political ideology? Like, every movie would suck if that was true. There'd be no bad guy. You know what I mean?
To circle this back around, because I had another website pulled up, but I was just going to like skip it because some of these are like pretty damn rough. But in the same vein of what I was looking at earlier, like, for example, there's a cheese in Australia called Coon cheese, right?
Yeah.
But that's a guy's name,
right.
Edward William Coon. And
he spelled with a K?
No, it's spelled with a C, but it's just a man named Edward William Coon who invented a cheese. But unfortunate, Colgate had an Asian brand of toothpaste that was incredibly popular there called Darky toothpaste. And you might be like, well, that's, again, translation error or something like that. The logo was a person in blackface smiling.
Oh, boy.
So, pretty straightforward. But no, that's what I'm talking about. Relevant to what you're talking about, because this same word is very F slur heavy edition of Putting on Airs this week.
Yeah.
But I want to. We talked about earlier the Scottish meatballs, right? And apparently there's one major like manufacturer over there, and it's called Mr. Brains. All right. So it's Mr. Brains pork faggots and gravy, right? And apparently they've been telling Mr. Brain for a long time, like, hey, you need to change the name of that. And he's like, fuck you. He isn't having it, right? And like they started like campaigns on. I'll just show you a picture. I may not read this one, but if you're only listening, you have to come and find the video if you want to see what we're talking about here. But like he started Facebook campaigns and stuff to like fight back, and it's stuff like this little flyer right here. and stuff like that. So he said that Mr. Brain said they had to act after fans of their product were suspended from Facebook simply for stating that they, quote, loved faggots. And again, they're talking about meatballs. So my question is, it's like, what about that? If it's like, how do you feel about that?
I don't know, man.
Those like, meatballs. It's like they've been called that for longer than that's been a slur. So like, can exceptions not just be made? You know, I mean, like sometimes it's like it does. It's not this. It's not. It is the same word, but it's a homophone or whatever they're called. It's like it's the same word, but it ain't the same thing. So
the only thing I'll say, is that we live, for better or worse, in a more global society now. You know what I mean? And is that word so important to you that? Because, like, dude, there's gay Scottish people who have definitely heard that that's the term, that a lot of people around the country, the world use. So, like, to me, it's like, is it worth it? Are you going to lose custody? Are there going to be people who are like, I won't even eat them if they're not called faggots and peas? Probably. I do think it's like, look, that does. There's some people like that. There 100% are. I mean, we had people that were cutting the Nike checks off their socks that they'd already bought. So, yes, there are people like that. But I mean, like, yeah, to me, it's like, of course, there should always be exceptions made. To me, but if I'm the owner of something, I'm like, is it worth it? I don't fucking know. Because it's like, if you go in anywhere and say that word, I feel like most people are going to not assume you're talking about meat. But is that true where they're operating that? I don't know. I don't know. Because it's not like you don't see Mr. Brains in like fucking Kroger in America. Because like if they were selling shit over here, they'd have to change it. Right. Obviously, they just have to say 6 pork meatballs and gravy. But like there specifically, I think people do know what the deal is. And there's a big picture of meatballs on the front of it. I don't know. It's up to them. How about that? We'll just let them deal with it. And I would, hey, by the way, if we have any Scottish fans on the show, please write in and tell us what the. It'd be funny if I was saying it was Scottish this whole time and it's actually Welsh or something. Right. So I'm not even 100% either way, sure. If you live in a country where this is at, please write in and give us like what the conversation is like, over there. But anyways, moving on. It is Welsh. So it is Welsh. I've been saying Scott and using a Scottish accent this whole time. Well, I saw it in Scotland. It's a Welsh thing. Yeah. England and Wales, but primarily Southern and Midland Wales. So anyway. They've been hurt enough. They can do whatever they want. Yeah. So that was a controversy. Obviously, there was another controversy. So you saw that Adrian Brody, won his second Oscar. A lot of people are calling him the Eli Manning of Hollywood, by the way, because they're like, he's been in 2 movies. He's been nominated twice. He won both of them, but everything else he's done is just pure slop. Like everything else he's done. And I don't agree with it because I don't think that's entirely fair to either Adrian Brody or Eli Manning, to be honest with you. Agreed. I think Eli Manning has gotten underrated by time somehow. Like he was never his brother, and it's like definitely was a David versus Goliath thing with him and Brady both those times. That's what made it such a great story. But like Eli wasn't bad, and similarly with Adrian Brody, he's made a lot of garbage, but dude, he's worked with Wes Anderson a lot. Those movies are legit. I thought that I like the Predator movie that he did. He's not in The Predator. He's in Predators. Prey. Oh right, no, he's not in Prey. He's in Predators, which is him and Walton Goggins and Topher Grace and a few others
are humans who get transported to the predator's planet for a little, hunting safari thing. And that movie's not super well regarded, but it's one that I'm defensive about because I think it does hit. And so, but yeah, he's also made stuff like Vince the ShamWow's movies, and that Vince the ShamWow guys movies, which are widely regarded as some of the worst movies of all time. Apparently, in that Vince the ShamWow's movie, which is called Inappropriate Comedy, super clever title, but it's in that movie, he plays a character called Flirty Harry, who's a parody of Dirty Harry. And it's just the idea is he's like Dirty Harry, but he's gay. And apparently his big line is, "Go ahead, make me gay." So, which, I mean, hard to argue with that. I'm not going to lie. That movie came out in 2013. I was already, I was
well past.
A few years younger than that. And I was smoking weed while watching it. I would probably look back fondly on it.
Sure.
But yeah, he's, I don't feel like he's a complete schlock monger.
I'm telling you what people are saying, because this is the first time I'm hearing it. To me, it was like Adrian Brody was his up his own ass, like pretentious, great artist.
TV
whatever.
too, man. He's in Succession. He's in Peaky Blinders. Like
he crushes as Pat Riley.
Yeah, yes, he's awesome as Pat Riley. Those are all three good shows.
He played who's the goddamn artist that's obsessed with rhinoceros? He's obsessed with rhinoceroses and the clock.
What?
Salvador Dali. He played Salvador Dali in Midnight in Paris.
Right?
Again,
yes, there you go.
People were pointing all this out, and I was like, "What do you mean?" But everybody was saying, like, "How the fuck does this guy do it?" And I'm like, "I think he's good." Anyways, that's not the contract. Well, I mean, he gave the longest Oscar speech ever.
Yeah,
only by 1 second, by the way. Only by 1 second.
Who was number two?
I can't remember. Somebody back in the day. It was like they were 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and he was 5 minutes and 31 seconds. But the controversy that actually, affects me and you in a way, and this has been a huge fucking thing in Hollywood, and it's kind of wild. They used AI in this movie to make some of the people's Hungarian accents sound better.
Okay.
Not his, I don't think. But like, or maybe they did, I don't know. But like, obviously that's a pretty big, that's huge, because the goddamn writer's strike was literally just about AI and stuff. And now here's the Academy celebrating a movie that openly, blatantly used it. And like, I don't know. That's just kind of wild to me, that we could be of one mind one day, and then it's like, fuck you the next.
Well, obviously I'm very, very AI dumb, but like I know that a lot of things get called AI that's like it isn't really what we would have previously thought of as being AI. And I'm just saying, like in movies in the past, I'm trying to think of an example, but I know for a fact that it's happened. Sometimes actors' voices are like digitally altered.
Yeah.
Right? Like somebody playing a villain or something, they'll put a little like villain
filter
stank on it. They'll filter to put it deep in it or something. It's like they've been doing that for years, and it's like,
what's the difference?
I kind of don't. I mean, I guess that technically whatever they use to do that to these accents is a form of AI, and so that's what makes it different. But they were using technology to achieve the exact same result, and have been doing a version of that for like a fucking really long time. So I don't, I don't know.
If your problem is
AI, because also tell me what that AI is. Usually the big beef with AI is like,
whose job did that take away?
Right. That was not a human job. Those actors still were in the movie.
Right.
There's not a person whose job is normally to like fucking polish up the accents of the performances in a movie. So it's like, I don't know. It feels at least a little bit different. I guess it took away the job
of a better Hungarian actor.
Yeah, but
if they want to say that,
how many times they don't? It's debatable. You said better Hungarian actor,
because they never care about that.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. Yeah. We know as Southerners, you said all people give atrocious Southern accents and have been doing so for 50 years. Yeah, and I'm sure they do that with every other accent in the world. So it's like they could have just left the Hungarian accents bad, and literally no one would have cared outside of Hungary. And it's like, who gives a fuck?
Who gives a fuck? Yeah,
nobody cares about Hungary. So
we have 3 fans in Hungary, Trae. So
yeah, but
I care.
Yeah, I don't know, because normally it's about what it takes a job away from a human, and that's why people are against it, and that don't hit for me either. But like, I watched that movie Late Night with the Devil. You seen that movie?
No,
David Dasmalchian.
Yes, I like him, and I've been wanting to see it.
Earl's buddy.
Yeah,
great actor. Yeah, it's cool. It's fun, but like apparently they use AI for some art in that movie that you do see.
Yeah,
and like, they could have hired a person to make that art. And so like that movie, even though like as a movie it hit for people, there's a lot of people online that were like, no, fuck that movie. Like try to campaign against it because it used AI at all. And I mean, I get it. Now that was like a small budget. That's the other thing too, man, about the whole, but no, fuck it. It don't matter. It's not a justification. Sometimes it's like small budget movies. They use it because they're like, we ain't have money to hire a person, and we still want this, but it's still like, well, you should budget better, or you should take those things out of your movie, or you should do whatever. But
figure it out. Like you got to figure it out.
But you shouldn't just,
Right. Like everybody don't get to have a big dinosaur. Like you have to have millions of dollars for that. Yeah, I know. This is one of we were just talking about, can exceptions be made? Because it's like, it seems to me that all there are, aside from I guess me and you talking here, are AI, anti-AI absolutists and pro-AI absolutists. It's like it either should all be good or none of it should be good. And like, I'm with you on, you just convinced me on this, because it's like, that didn't take nobody's job away. So who gives a shit? But then they'll go, well, yeah, but this is just it's a fucking slippery slope or whatever. On to the Amelia Perez controversies. I mean, I'm sure you heard about some of this. But
yeah, the trans star of that movie and turned out to be a Nazi or whatever.
Yeah, dude. And like, what a bad look. I mean,
an insane fucking time we live in, by the way, dude. How the fuck is any trans person like Hitler kind of hits? Like how, like, don't they know they'd have been gassed, moved to death by the night? That's what always gets me about them.
I guess, but
they just hate the Jews that much more?
I guess, but they're like, I don't know. I guess you can be a dumbass and have a dick, or used to be. I don't know, like.
Yeah, but I just don't.
I don't get it either.
Right. I don't get how you can, because isn't that what she said? First of all, it's a trans woman, right? So it's a she. I haven't seen the movie.
Yes.
So, all right. So
Carla Sofia Gascon.
She said, she tweeted some shit. And then one of them literally said something about like Hitler catches too much shit. He really, isn't that what she said? Something like that. She's like, Hitler gets too much hate. People are unfair, and to Hitler or something.
Yeah, he had some good ideas, stuff like that. She also she referred to Islam as the hotbed of infection for humanity. She mocked the diversity at the 93rd Academy Awards, questioning whether it had become an Afro-Korean festival, a Black Lives Matter demonstration, or International Women's Day. In other words, that's insane too, to be like, God damn, all this diversity from a trans person.
Right, yeah. I'm just saying, it's like, so she's like a real five-tool piece of shit. Then.
Yeah,
it's not just like a Hitler and Jews don't, it's not just that. It's any kind of anything. She's Spanish, so she's white, like a white European. So this is like a, like a Caitlyn Jenner type situation, I guess. Caitlyn Jenner is, real conservative, right?
Yeah. There's some Bruce still in there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by that? Was he a known conservative or something? I don't.
Well, surely. It'd be weird if she was a conservative now, but as Bruce, she was like a super liberal. You know what I mean? But
yes, I just
mean men suck, men are pigs.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but any goddamn way. Yeah, like it's a real big bummer, because it's like there's such a sect of people that were already like, oh my God, they've nominated a trans person, right? And everybody's like, hey, fuck you, leave them alone. And then it's like, God damn, lady. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? How do y'all not vet this shit? And also, she still went to the Oscars. Like, she went, Conan made fun of her, and she was there, and it was weird. Like, it was really awkward. She didn't win, but Zoe Saldana, is that how you say her name? Yeah. She won Best Supporting Actress for that movie. So it didn't take all of the stank away.
Isn't that movie like, doesn't that movie kind of like, it only hits for people that like for people that celebrate. I don't know how to put this. There are people out there, especially like people in the intelligentsia and critics and stuff, who will see a movie and it's like, oh, this is like a diverse movie with, a trans star, and it's supporting
about Mexico,
marginalized voices, and it's set in Mexico and all that. And it's like, so this is great. I love all of those things. So they automatically say it hits. But then the movie comes out, and Mexicans and trans people and everybody involved basically is like, that movie is fucking awful. And it makes us look like shit. It's like offensive to them because it's written by like a white Frenchman or something. And it's like everything in it about Mexico is wrong and dumb, and everything in it about trans. This is just what I've heard. I've not seen it.
You're correct.
Right, but this is what I've seen people say. And so it's like, it's just Ravens all the way down.
And that's the thing, is that so the whole point of the movie, right, is that Carla Gaston, or whatever I'm talking about, the trans actress, her character is a Mexican cartel drug lord who is running for his life and wants to transition to a woman. So I guess the point of this is like, see, trans people contain multitudes. They can be the bad guy too, which is ironic because her in real life, Nazis. You know what I mean? So,
right. But also, again, having not seen the movie, it's like, that just sounds like it's not a legitimate. That's just a crime lord trying to keep him going to jail, right? So he's like, I know how I'll do that is turn me into a woman, and I'll keep my freedom. It's not
which is something that
gender
no one
dysmorphia
does,
thing or whatever.
Which is someone that no one does, but that all the haters try to act like happens all the time. So it's a bad look.
It is. So I found the specific tweet I was talking about. It says, I do not understand so much world war against Hitler. He simply had his opinion of the Jews, she said. Yeah. Hitler had some pretty strong opinions.
You can say that about anybody.
On the Jews, for sure.
Yeah.
But, that's fucking, that shit is wild.
It is, but also there was one more controversy on that, was that Zoe Saldana, apparently every time she had been asked about all the controversy of the movie, like with the Mexicans not liking it and all that stuff, she had like declined to answer, like was like really staying away from it. But then as soon as she won the award, was like, I would just like to apologize for the Mexican community to blah, 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 blah. So it was seen as her being like, I can't put no shit on this right now. But now that I got the bag, okay, whatever. Which, like, whatever, good for her that she won, I guess. But I got no intention of seeing this goddamn movie.
No, me neither. I'm not going to fuck with it. What'd you think about Halle Berry? She kissed Adrian Brody.
She did. That was recreating something he'd done to her like 20 years ago, right?
And people had often pointed out, like, it was in 2003 when he won for The Pianist, and he was the youngest actor to ever win the Best Actor Oscar. She's presenting the award. He gets up there and he just grabs her and just lays one on her. And at the time, everybody was like, "That's so awesome!"
Yeah, right. That's so
that's fucking rad.
What a G!
And he's such.
Why wouldn't he be able to do that?
Fucking man's man. Look how cool that is.
Yeah.
And like even women were like, "Oh, it's so romantic," whatever. Just like hit for everybody at the time and culturally. And then over the years, people are like, "That was pretty fucked up, right?" You guys remember that whole thing? That was wild. And then it started getting it. People started like going back and relitigating a bunch of things from the past. And that was one of them. And people were like, yeah, you know what? Fuck him. It's awful. And it's like, even though when the people first started saying fuck him, it was awful, it had been 15 years since it had even happened or whatever. But then now I'm just curious. I'm just wondering what the conversation or the narrative is now, because now his second Academy Award win 22 years later, she found him on the red carpet and did the same thing to him. Like without him, he was not expecting it. She went up and forced a kiss on him. But it's like, as dudes, we all know, like, oh man, poor bastard.
No. Halle Berry.
I'm sure it ruined his night.
Yeah.
Halle Berry laying a kiss on him. But anyway, I just wonder what people are thinking. To me, I feel like it's a classy move on Halle Berry's part.
Quo. Yeah,
because it's like,
I don't care.
It's a fucking let's put this to bed type of thing. It's like, he did it. I got him back. It's over now.
Oh, she really got him. Right. God damn, boy, she did, didn't she? She got his ass.
That's how she framed it. She literally said, I felt like I had to get him back or something like that.
Yeah.
She's, saying it jokingly and while smiling or whatever. But
of course.
But anyway, I just she posted a picture of it on Instagram and says, "Surprised, I had to get some payback." Winking emoji. So
I thought when you said Halle Berry, I thought you were going to bring up a different thing because she also was quoted. She was supposed to present an Oscar with Whoopi Goldberg, and she declined because, quote, she's not a nice person. So apparently Halle's got beef with Whoopi.
I wonder what that's about. You don't know the details on that?
No fucking idea. I just, I know a lot of people don't like Whoopi, but I thought it was a politics
Whoopi's
thing.
very opinionated and everything, and sometimes she says stuff that pisses people off. Let's see here.
She probably went in on her on The View for sexualizing something in some offhand remark.
Yeah. Got an update here I did not expect. Yahoo News 2 days ago. Whoopi Goldberg reveals major Sister Act 3 update.
Well, shit.
People clamoring for Sister Act 3. I mean, Sister Act movies, they are great.
I didn't see 2. I saw 1.
Yeah, they're, 90s classics, man.
Of course.
Let's see here.
There's no way that movie's going to do good.
I don't think it's even going to come back because it seems like she was asked on the red carpet what her next role is going to be, and she said, "Hopefully, Sister Act 3." So
they're not doing it.
And then fucking Yahoo News it says reveals major update. No, she fucking didn't.
I hate
the clickbaity bullshit, but
that's the media that needs to die.
Yeah, speaking of Whoopi, because I was trying to find more information about Halle Berry and Whoopi, and I, of course, found the picture of Ted dancing in blackface.
Shoo-wee, boy.
Which, that's always going to be rough. But, my understanding of that story is, which I don't think has ever been refuted by any party involved, is that was her idea for him to do that.
So I get why he would go, well, this is fine.
Right. And it's like, it's just rough, man.
Especially because he's got so much face. You know what I mean? Like, he had the longest black face that you've ever seen. Like, it was just so much grease, man. Like, his chin, it was rough.
It's a lot. I can't find anything about Whoopi and
Do you remember what what did he even, did he do black voice too? Did he do like a minstrel show?
I've never actually watched. Can you watch it?
I don't know.
Is there video of it? I've just seen the picture like a bunch because it gets brought up a lot, but I've never seen the act. I don't think it hit. I don't think it went over well.
I don't know. I don't think because that's the thing. If it hit a hit, everybody would let him get away with it. You know what I mean? I mean, goddamn, Jimmy Kimmel got away with playing Karl Malone because it was funny as shit, for a long time. Anyways,
Karl Malone say. Also, something that helps Jimmy Kimmel with that, in my opinion, is that Karl Malone has since been relitigated. Meaning people have since realized that Karl Malone was a massive piece of shit. So it's like people don't really give that much of a fuck about him. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Karl Malone like fathered a bastard child with a 13-year-old or something like that when he was like in the league and had nothing to do with that kid. And I think that kid grew up to play in the NFL.
No shit.
I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
If not that kid, one of Karl Malone's bastard children grew up to play in the NFL.
Wow.
And I think it was the one he had with like a 13-year-old. So anyway, yeah.
Well,
Karl Malone, he don't hit.
No, he don't.
Well, he did hit at basketball.
He was real good at basketball.
The mailman.
Yeah. Didn't deliver on Sunday, though. So the Oscars were, I mean, again, the clips I saw of Conan were great. The movies, this is like the first year that I've only seen one. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I try every year. No, I still haven't seen Dune Part 2. I mean, I'm going to, but I've only seen A Complete Unknown. I saw the Dylan one.
The only one I've seen is Dune.
Yeah, and obviously I want to watch Dune. I like the first one, but I saw A Complete Unknown, and I thought it was like, and I've just become a real big fan of Timothée Chalamet as of late.
And you ain't even seen Dune?
I know. I'm aware of that. I get it.
Bro, that's when he sold me on him.
I'm aware.
I wasn't even really, I was like, I ain't got a problem with Chalamet, but he's a little pretty boy twink. I'm not super into it. But in Dune 2, by the time it was over, I was like, no, this motherfucker hits. Like, he really brings it in that movie, in my opinion.
The reason I ain't seen it is because that's
a fan.
Me and Amber saw the first Dune together, so we've been wanting to watch the second Dune together, and I can't get her on the schedule to watch that with me. She's always like, oh, but this came out and whatever, so I just hadn't seen it. But a Complete Unknown, that's a me thing. That's just Corey, you watch while Bane's taking a nap. And he crushed. He was great as Bob Dylan, and he won all the other Best Actor awards leading up to this. So, like, I kind of thought it was, like, in the bag. But Adrian Brody playing a Holocaust survivor, undefeated, can't be beat. But yeah, there you go. Sort of I guess, weak year. I kind of want to see Conclave because I like Fiennes. I like Ralph Fiennes a lot.
It's Ray, isn't it? It's weird.
What?
It's Ray, isn't it?
Ray. My bad. Ray.
I mean, it clearly is spelled Ralph, but I'm saying, dude, his full name is insane. You know his full name?
I think, look it up and tell me again.
Like he's like some type of nobility or something like that, or at least he's adjacent to him. Or
he a duke or something.
You're right. He's like one of them, like old money motherfuckers from England. But his full name is Rafe Nathaniel Twistleton Wickham Fiennes.
Twistleton
Wickham Fiennes. Rafe Nathaniel Twistleton Wickham Fiennes. And the Twistleton Wickham Fiennes, that's one big hyphenated name, just for the record.
Yeah, that's a bit much, in my opinion.
I want to hit he's got like a uncle or something that was like a fucking like old timey explorer, like adventurer. Like, remember how British nobility used to just go on adventures?
Yeah.
Like to the fucking North Pole and shit like that.
Yeah.
His dad or uncle or somebody in that Twistleton Wickham Fiennes family used to do that shit.
Well, it makes sense that he's so good at playing those types of people because he looked like it. Like, he looks like a dude like him and the guy he was in Titanic, but he was also Alan Partridge's dad in Jumanji. You remember that guy, the dude, the dad from Jumanji? Those two guys specifically have resting former British explorer face.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And again, I mean, he about that life.
Of course. Well,
what are you going to say about him?
What was it? Oh, he hits for me. So I might. Yeah, he hits for me. He hits for me. So I was explaining why I might see Conclave, but I guess I'm going to have to see Anora just because it won Best Picture, and like that's a rule. If it won, I gotta see it so I can either go, all right, I get it, or so I can go, oh, come on. Well, that's not true. I saw A Real Pain. I don't know if it was up for Best Picture. It was up for Best Screenplay. A Real Pain hits. Anyways, the Oscars, you got transgender people praising Hitler. You got AI. It's a whole fucking thing. But Conan crushed.
Ray, his name is Ranulph Twistleton Wickham Fiennes, the third baronet. It doesn't say of wherever. It just says third baronet. So he just, anyway. He was the first person to visit both the North Pole and South Pole by surface means, and the first person to cross Antarctica on foot.
God damn.
In May 2009, at the age of 65, he reached the summit of Mount Everest. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, in 1984, he was the world's greatest living explorer.
That's crazy.
Right. Yeah. Well, dude, the thing, it is crazy, but it's like also,
of course, his great-great-grandson.
Nothing else. They can just,
act.
Yeah. They can act, or they can be like, I want to see the South Pole. I
guess what I meant was it's crazy that he's such a famous actor that I've loved my whole life, and I didn't know that shit. That's crazy. You know what I mean? I guess.
Right. Isn't so Jon Snow, Kit Harington, right? He married Rose Leslie.
Yeah.
Egret so Jon Snow and Egret got married in real life. And Egret, Rose Leslie, I think she's from a noble family, and they got married and maybe even now live in like an actual castle or some shit like that.
Good for him.
Yeah,
we gotta get us some of that.
All that castle shit going on over there.
I want Enya got a castle.
Yeah, Enya just stay in her. Enya don't perform live.
Yeah, she's just collecting all that.
Pretty much never has.
Yeah, she just collects all that CD money. Only time.
Yeah, I don't know any of the words, but I know. But that.
Who can say where our heart goes?
Is that what something it says?
I think. Who can say where our? It's who can say where our, and then after that, I'm lost, and then it says only time.
But anyway, she just sits in her castle and she records music and has like castle money and stuff, but she ain't never like toured or even really played shows.
There's some bands that do that every
That's
now
like
and then.
the hittingest way to be, but
I know.
except
It is.
you can't do that no more, dude.
No, hell no.
Touring now is the only way to exist as a musician,
make that money,
or a fucking comedian for that matter. But
yeah, for sure.
But
no, back in the day, you could just make albums and put them
right.
out and make, you know, whatever. But yeah, no, now you make a penny, you know.
Yeah, this is how I found out about Ray Fiennes' uncle or whatever his name is. The Trans Globe Expedition. Did I ever talk about it? I feel like I talked about it because I put it in my notes to talk about it.
I don't remember
but it was in the early 80s. It was the first expedition to make a longitudinal, so north-south circumnavigation of the planet Earth using only surface transport, and it was led
I never thought about going that way.
Right, yeah, right. Nobody did until Ray Fiennes' uncle came along, Randall.
Damn.
And they attempted to follow the Greenwich Meridian, the Prime Meridian, beginning in the UK in September 1975, arriving at the South Pole December 1980. And then over the next 14 months, they went up the backside, went up Earth's ass end, reaching the North Pole in 1982. And then from there, back down to Greenwich in August of 82. So what is that? September 79 to August of 82. A little over 3 years it took him to get all the way around the globe going that way.
It just wouldn't occur to me.
I know. It's something you got to think outside the box, you know. But, like, again, what? I don't know. It kind of hits for me because it's like I feel like we used to do stuff. It's like, because that would just hit to do. Like,
right, yeah,
why not do it? Yeah. And it's like, but now...
And the only person that could do it is someone that had a shit ton of money and didn't have to work for 3 years.
Right.
So they and I'm sure that we got good scientific study out of that. Maybe like we found stuff.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe
I don't know either. But I'm saying I wish that Elon Musk would just walk around the fucking Earth for 3 years. You know what I mean? That would be good. That would hit.
Yes, that would hit. You are right. All right. Well. Is that all you had for me on the Oscars, or was there more to it?
No, that's it. I'll got some ad mail for you.
Oh, hey, okay.
This is from our friend Kat, listening to the 228 episode where you mentioned the bits not included in Canon Bible. There's an excellent podcast called Apocryphals. Two non-believers read through the Bible and try not to be jerks about it. Man, we really missed our opportunity there. Where they talk about regular canon Bible stuff, but also the Apocrypha that didn't make it in, the Gospel of Judas. They got you. Weird infancy Gospels where Mary is trying to not literally explode. Wow, absolutely. Highly recommend checking it out. Love the show. Thank you, Kat. Yeah, it's called Apocryphals. We will 100% check that out. Subject line. I didn't read past the subject line, by the way. I didn't feel I had to. Cleft-footed waterheads and dirty Scottish jokes. Hey, fellas, I just finished watching this week's episode, and it was great, per usual. I particularly enjoyed the analysis/defense of cousin fucking. When Trae referred to potential cousin offspring as cleft-footed waterheads, I lost it and giggled about it for like 2 hours. Also, I just finished the book and thoroughly enjoyed it. I highly recommend it to everyone. Round here and over yonder, get it where you get your books. You said you would share some dirty Scottish jokes if we emailed you, so I was hoping you could hit with one on the show sometime. Anyway, big fan of you both. Chris Bledsoe. I mean, yeah, send us one. We fucking will.
Yeah, I really thought that there was going to be a joke included after that. It's like, you said if we sent you some jokes, you'd read them. Yeah. So I'm sure hope somebody does that.
Sure. Sure will.
I sure would like it if somebody else did that.
And finally, subject line, Tesla, Edison. Lads, you're off the mark on Tesla and Edison. Who? Us? Surely not. Might be something y'all could do for a podcast, though I'm not sure either of them were fancy at all, so maybe not. Yeah, and we're hard and fast on that rule. God damn it.
I don't know that anything has been fancy today. The Oscars. Fancy. Yeah.
Not only did
Ray
Edison...
Fiennes is fancy.
Super fancy. Foreign words? Come on, bro. Not only did Edison not steal Tesla's inventions, he let Tesla keep his patents for things he invented while working for Edison, which wasn't common at the time any more than it is now. Tesla generally was an interesting character, and he certainly had some brilliant moments, but he also showed a lack of understanding of electromagnetic theory, had a tendency to announce that he'd had a brilliant idea months back just after someone else had announced that very idea, and of course had a very special pigeon that he loved as a man loves a woman. Edison, on the other hand, doesn't have the romantic image of the heroic genius with flashes of insight, but he was methodical, disciplined, and an incredibly hard worker even as a boy. Look into it if you can. I think Tesla is lionized because he reflects the misunderstood genius archetype that a lot of folks like to think that they are, but it just doesn't hold up under scrutiny. Cheers, Noah. Well, how about that?
I don't think I've ever heard a person defend Thomas Edison. That just was one of those things where it's like, as children, we all learn Edison's great American, one of our greatest all-time inventors, all this stuff. And then sometime as an adult, you learn, it's like, he was kind of a fuckhead.
Yeah.
And I never hear anybody push back on that. So I commend you for doing so. I'm not sure automatically assuming that you're wrong about it. Yeah. It says, I tried to Google it, like Google a little bit. And I found the thing about, and I mean, this don't surprise me. He was saying at the end, it's like Tesla's a misunderstood genius and people romanticize that. That's 100% true. He's also from the past, so of course he doesn't hit. But I found there's an article that says it's called Nikola Tesla, the Eugenicist. Eliminating undesirables by 2100. So, what's that sound like to you?
Still on track.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we still could get there if some people have their way. Says Tesla's wondrous imagination made him quite the futurist, with some very prescient predictions over the past few years. But there's been some disturbing side effects in all the fashionable interest in Nikola Tesla. People want to canonize the man. Tesla boosters of the 21st century will tell you that Tesla was the embodiment of all that is good in the world, yada, yada, where we get to like any man, Tesla was far from perfect, had some very warped ideas about how the world should operate. One of his most disturbing ideas was his belief in using eugenics to purify the human race. In the 1930s, Tesla expressed his belief. Look, dude, it was so hot at the time. The 1930s, eugenics was having a real moment.
Absolutely. So we all thought Olestra was good in potato chips in the 90s. We learned.
Right. Yeah, you can learn. But anyway, in the 30s, he expressed his belief that forced sterilization of criminals and the mentally ill, which was occurring already in some European countries, most disturbingly, Germany, who saw that coming, besides everybody, in many states in the U.S., he believed it wasn't going far enough. He believed that he thought pre-Nazi Germany was not going far enough. He believed that by the year 2100, eugenics would be universally established as a system of weeding out undesirable people from the population. Again, my understanding on this at the time is that at that time, it was a real trendy thing amongst smart people to be like, we've cracked it.
Right.
We just don't let, poors and idiots have any more kids, and then nobody will be left except for us, and we hit. Right. And they,
I mean, on paper.
Right. Well, I mean, when I was a kid, I remember being like, you should have to pass some kind of test or something
to have a child.
In order to prove that you can have a child. Yeah. But like you get older and you realize it's like those things are exclusively corrupted or misused or abused. They're almost entirely, things like that are almost always used to like fuck over black people,
of course,
or other marginal, and unfairly. And that's why you can't know. Humans will fuck up any human system, and a human system that is ripe for abuse or whatever. It's like you just can't.
Well, I'm a great dad, and I'm a moron.
Right. Well, there's that too. There is also that some dumb people make great. Right. Yeah. It's like you shouldn't. How do you quantify? I fully 100% believe. Well, hell, I don't know. I don't think my mama should have had kids, but like, I'm glad that I'm here.
Exist.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So even then, it's like my mom might have failed whatever, test you had to pass to be able to have kids, but I'm glad that didn't happen because now I'm here and we make stupid podcasts and internet videos and stuff.
Most of the people I would like to kill are into eugenics. You know what I mean? I think we could do with less of them.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, so anyway, Tesla was into eugenics, but like I said, who wasn't in the 30s? What thinking man wasn't?
Hey, go to CoreyForrester.com and come see me in Atlanta March 20th at the Punchline, baby.
Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier, got a lot of good dates coming up, so just go to TraeCrowder.com and check them all out. Come see me.
Stay fancy, motherfuckers.
Ski-way.
Here's Lydia Lovelace.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Royalty and rednecks are alike. They both like cutting and picking fights. Biscuits and baked beans where they don't belong. Sit on down with Corey and Trae and learn some fancy shit today. We'll laugh a little even when they're wrong. They'll take you to a magical place where if you call someone a cunt, nobody cares. They keep it debonair at putting on airs, putting on airs, putting on airs.